Hi again. I did mention in one of my other videos, I think it was the breakdown video of the kit I was carrying on my 3-day trek, that I was going to do a separate review of my brand new Osprey 70, Aether 70 I should say, bag. Now, spoiler alert, there's a reason why Osprey are renowned for making some of the best bags in the world. Some people seem to have the idea that it's not cool to buy an Osprey bag because it's like buying a brand name. I don't care about that, and you shouldn't either. These bags are fantastic, and I'll tell you the reason why. Firstly, one of the biggest draws for me, and I know that many others who have bought Ospreys, one of the biggest draws has been for the lifetime warranty. I've registered this bag with Osprey, and from now on I get for its lifetime free repairs for life. So if anything goes wrong with this bag, I can send it away, they'll repair it, they'll fix it. So straight away, that's one of the biggest draws. Yes, they're expensive bags. This would cost me about £180, but apparently they do, some places do price match if you can find it lower. So it might benefit you to shop around and find it as cheap as possible. So I haven't got long to record this because, as I say, as you can probably tell, I'm still out on the hills and I'm starting to lose space on my card. So I'm going to have to get crack on here. As you can see straight away from the front, there's plenty of clips, grips and clasps to help compress the main body of the bag and the weight and the load inside of the bag. So working my way from top to bottom, you've obviously got your top flap here. We'll go over that in a second. Underneath this you've got a separate flap, so if you want to disconnect the top flap you can do, and just use the lighter flap here which connects in to the same stowage points. That turns it into a bit more of a day bag if that's what you're looking for as well. That way a lot of people I know go and set up camp, detach the top flap, ditch a lot of kit, and then essentially you're making a lighter, smaller bag. Coming down the bag, you've got another clip here. You've got two what they call straight jacket clips. They're attached to flaps here. That's to help secure the load in place. On the front of the bag here, you've got a pocket. That's got a mesh liner either side, so a lot of people use that to stow wet kit so it can drain out. That's why I've got in here wet socks, which I did dry this morning, wet leggings, compression leggings, makes it sound a bit more manly, which I dried overnight, but I've stowed them in there because they're a little bit damp still. And then I've got my waterproof jacket. A lot of people use that flap to stow their waterproofs. Let me stick that back in. On the front here also, what you have, you've got a front zip which undoes, so you don't have to keep going inside the top flap if you don't want to. I've got two camera inserts here for video equipment and camera equipment, so if I want to get to anything underneath that, I can just use this front zip here. Working my way down further, you've got a stowage point for a roll mat, which I use it for, or you can use it for a sleeping bag or a tent, etc. In the bottom here you've got the traditional sleeping bag compartment. This is fantastic. You've got a detachable detachable shelf inside here, so if you want to you can have one long body, but what I've done is created two separate compartments, and this has been big enough to store my Banshee 200 Pro, which is a 2-man tent, and my sleeping bag. That's how good this bag is. And then inside the main body, which is roughly from here to here, I've got spare kit, I've got water, a hydration pouch, I've got I've got my spare food, my jet boil cooker, spare gas, I've got my two large camera inserts. My camera inserts are from there to roughly there, so they are quite large, and they're quite wide as well. Now if I turn it on its side, what you can see, you've got two large meshy pockets either side. Now when this first gets to you, you've got this binding strap over the top of one of them. What you can do, which is easy enough, is thread that binding strap, which starts off, I did thread this, but it's all hidden away now. Here you go, it's actually here. It starts off over the outside. You can just easily thread it because it's another compression strap to pull in to help the load stay in position. But these pockets are fantastic. I've been using it to store my filtration system, which I have quick access to if I should come to a town or a fresh water source, quickly filter some water. And you've got one either side, as I mentioned. So moving round to the back, let me flip this up. You've got the load carrying system. I'm just going to hold on to that there. On your waist strap are two pockets. Now these have, I don't know, it's the little things sometimes which sets a quality piece of kit aside. And I've got all this about the bag, and I absolutely love these pockets. There's two nice sized pockets on the front here. I've got my compass in here now, and yes, I have, and I've got my phone in there, and there's plenty of room for lots of other things. On the other side, you've got another pouch, exactly the same. I use that to store nutty bars, cereal bars, gels, etc. But you can use them to store whatever you like. The harness system itself, now this is one of the biggest drawers that I had as well, and from the moment that I test carried it with all the weight in it at home, there was absolutely no drawbacks on this. They call it the anti-gravity system, and I can 2 weeks ago I was here with a crappy old bag and it felt heavy. I brought more kit with me this time round and it feels lighter. That's how good this back harness is. I'm not going to get into specifics because I'm not a engineer of bags or anything like this, but what I can tell you from a user point of view, this is incredibly comfortable. Now the waist strap you can heat treat in Osprey recommended ovens and have it molded to your waist, but don't worry if there's not one of those around. I don't know anywhere that does that sort of thing. You can, this does just wear in over time. I did see some people mention in review sections that this had cut people's waists and things like that. I've had absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. I think what that's going to be down to is potentially people having things where this is going to be rubbing on things like belts or zippers or toggles, for instance on jackets, and it creates a hot spot and rubs them raw. If you fit this correctly, you will not have those problems. You've got a double harness, you've got a double clip harness there, and that pulls everything into your waist, keeps everything nice and tight. Going up the straps for your shoulders are comfortable. I was about to say you've got two of them. Of course you've got two of them, my god. It's all lightweight meshed, so then it's breathable and creates airflow down your back. I've had absolutely no problem with heat rash on my back, which I do have. I do get those problems when I'm using an old style bag and it's got just simple padding without this mesh airflow. So I totally recommend this system, and there's not much more to say about that. It is so comfortable. I'll use this for the last 3 days and I would use it for another 10. It is that good. Moving on, you can see here I've got a hydration pouch straw coming out here. You've actually got it took me a while to figure this one out, but inside you've got a sleeve which goes down your back. Open that sleeve out, put your hydration pack in there, and then find the little hole which comes up and over the wire frame. There's a wire frame here that goes all the way around just to keep everything sturdy, but underneath here there's a tiny little hole. If you put your finger inside there, you'll find it, and you just feed your straw through there, and then use these elastic straps and just feed it straw down. You've got the same both sides, so you can choose whichever shoulder you want it on, and you can just sup on water all day long to your heart's content. So I'll keep carrying on round just so we've rotated the whole bag. And here again, another pocket, like I said. You've also got these straps here on the side. I tend to use that to help stow my tripod wherever I put it on the other side of the bag. But what these are actually used for is for pulling nice and tight, bringing the load together. All these straps and harnesses, there's a lot of them at first, but what they're designed to do is to pull the load nice and tight and keep it nice and even and sturdy on your back, so you've got nothing shifting around. And at first I found it quite daunting, the amount of straps that are on there, so it blew my mind really, because I've never had a bag like this. And now that I'm used to what every strap does and why it's there, it's just a great piece of engineering. I don't know why I've never found this bag before. So one last thing is the top flap. In the top flap here, I'll turn it all the way around so you can see. Let me bring it round. I don't want to drag it around the slate. You should be able to see here, you've got a zip compartment. Inside there you can see Osprey's traditional high-vis rain cover. That stows quite nicely in there, and you've also got space inside there to bung whatever else you want in there, small bits and pieces. Underneath that, you've got another zip compartment. This is huge. You can fit God knows what in here. I've got loads in that right now. Head torches, a whiskey flask, my trash bags in there. You can fit loads. So go mad on that one. This also disconnects, so then you can put it onto, have it as a hip bag as well, and you can just start to say about it earlier on, turn into a day bag. You can connect this to belt loops and just have it as like a bum bag really. Not really fashionable, but it works. One last thing, inside the top flap as well, you've got this meshy zip compartment. Again, not a very big mesh compartment, but it's good enough to store extra bags for trash. I've got a spoon in there, little spares. So to sum this up, I absolutely love this bag. There's nothing I'd change about it at all. In fact, summary not done, there is one more thing I wanted to mention, and this is great. This here, had no idea what it was for. Watched a review. What this is for is for your walking sticks, and this has been fantastic. I've been walking along, and instead of having to take your bag off, stow your sticks away, what you can do, just thread the end of your sticks down this loop here, and then on this sleeve here you have this loop. Stick that in there, pull, stowed away. That, I mean, again, like I say with the hip pockets, it's the simple things sometimes which make the difference. I've never come across that before. I assume other bags have got things like this, but this is the first time I've seen it, and again, it's another little thing which blew my mind. So let's carry on with the summary. In summary, I absolutely love this bag, as I was saying. There's nothing I would change about it. It's got all the little bits and pieces that I need, and one of the things that I needed was to be able to fit all of my stuff for a multi-day hike and my camera gear, including video, a drone and a DSLR camera with lenses, spare batteries, spare SD cards, chargers, etc. This bag, which is the 70 litre version, there is an 85, is plenty for what I need. I did have to buy 2 camera inserts to go inside there because this isn't a camera bag, but as an alternative to a camera bag, which is extremely expensive if you're going to buy one with camera inserts, not from Osprey I might add, they are so expensive, and it was majorly cheaper, much cheaper to get this bag and a couple of inserts off of Amazon. So I'm going to finish the video here because I'm running out of time. I hope you've enjoyed the summary. I hope it helps you out having a look around this bag. If there's anything you'd like to ask me in the comments, go ahead. If you've liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, because I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out. I'm just starting out on YouTube, so every little helps for me. If you'd also like to go ahead, if you like the video, and subscribe, that'd be just as good. I'd greatly appreciate that. And there's going to be more videos like this to come. So thank you for watching. I'll leave it here with you, and totally recommend the Osprey Aether 70 bag.